All right, we're gonna hop right into it this time. Gonna talk NBA playoffs, last night's games. First, I want to talk about Spurs and Memphis. Kawhi Leonard, the defensive player of the year last night, 32 points, 7 rebounds, 5 steals, 4 blocks. Unreal play by him. Uh, Showed why he's the defensive player of the year for the second year in a row. Aldridge had 16 points, 10 boards. They looked really good in the fourth quarter. It was really the first time the Memphis Grizzlies have even competed with the Spurs in the series. Uh, Tim Duncan and all the older guys for the Spurs are getting rest right now. They're resting. Tim Duncan only played 15 minutes last night, only took 3 shots. So I think they take full advantage of this next game. They got the 96-87 win last night to go up 3-0 in the series. I think they take advantage, go ahead and sweep them, get their 5, 6, 7 days of rest, and worry about OKC coming up next. The next game I want to talk about was last night's Cleveland Cavaliers Detroit Pistons game. Cavs end up winning 101-91. Excuse me, 101-91, and took a 3-0 lead as well in the series. Kyrie Irving, unreal last night. He's been unreal this whole series. Been the Cavs' leading scorer every game. He had 26 last night, 4 assists, and this could be only the second time in LeBron James's entire career where he's had a teammate, one of his teammates, outscore him in a series, a playoff series. So it'd be interesting if Kyrie outscores LeBron this next game for the Cavs. Like I was saying, LeBron's never had a teammate like this in a playoff series that's helping him out like Kyrie Irving is. Kyrie Irving is healthy, he's fresh, he's motivated, he's playing great. LeBron didn't get D-Wade in his prime. He didn't get Chris Bosh in his prime. So with him to have young players like Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love playing like they are these first 3 games, it's a great sign because he hasn't had to do everything. He's been taking less shots. Kyrie's taking more shots than LeBron. Kevin Love's taking more shots than LeBron. LeBron's 3rd or 4th on the team in shots this series. So with that being said, yeah, Kevin Love, LeBron James both ended up with 20 last night. Kevin Love had 12 boards. He's really stepped up. And LeBron, he's just been LeBron this whole series. He's been saving himself all year long for the playoffs. There's no doubt about it. He hasn't really played defense this entire season. He's been saving himself for the playoffs, wanted fresh legs coming in this time around, and that's what he's got. If you've seen him since the All-Star break, he's been a complete different player. All of his shooting percentages have gone up, and he's kind of having these games now where he's like, hey, remember me? I'm LeBron James. Yeah, King James. So he had 20 points last night, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, and yeah, he's just LeBron. He's LeBron. I think they'll also finish out this series next game, finish them out in 4, get some rest, and they'll end up playing either Atlanta or Boston. I hope it's Boston, but Atlanta's up 2-1 right now, and that's the next game I want to talk about, actually, is the Boston Celtics and Atlanta Hawks games last night. The Celtics get their first playoff win, I believe, since Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett were all on their roster, which has been a while. Bradley Stevens, this has been a long time coming. They get their first playoff win. They make it 2-1 in the series. And the Celtics looked good last night, or should I say Isaiah Thomas looked good last night. 42 points. He had 42 of their 111 points on 12 of 24 shooting. And I really liked how this guy's playing. I mean, he's 5'8", and he knows that he has to go out and be the guy. He's got to take over the series if Celtics want any chance of playing the Cavs next round, and if they want any chance to win. I mean, he's been great all year. So is Westbrook. So is Chris Paul. All these guys, they've been great all year. It's such a great year by the point guard. I don't think we've really got to acknowledge it as much and see it that much because of the great year Stephen Curry and the Warriors are having. I saw Chris Paul's stats the other night. I couldn't believe the way his stats looked at 33 years old. I cannot believe it. The level he is still playing at. He's arguably All-NBA first team, no doubt All-NBA second team. But nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about Isaiah Thomas. Nobody's talking about Russell Westbrook. Nobody's talking about Chris Paul because of the success the Warriors are having and Stephen Curry is having. But they deserve the attention. They deserve it because They got 73 wins. They broke the record. They got 73 wins. Stephen Curry got 400 three-pointers this year. That's unreal. It's unreal. But in my opinion, I'm going to talk about first team All NBA right now. My opinion, I think it should end up being Stephen Curry at point guard. Go ahead, give Westbrook the other guard because of the great season he's had this year. I would also debate Chris Paul right there, but I'm going to give it to Westbrook. And then I can only pick two forwards, so I'm going to go with LeBron James and Defensive Player of the Year, Kawhi Leonard. I mean, it's hard not to put Kevin Durant in your first team. It's hard not to put Draymond Green, but I think three automatic locks on the first team. It's got to be LeBron, they've got to be Curry, and it's got to be Kawhi Leonard. Them three have all got to be on first team. And then my center, I think is the best center in the NBA, so I'm going to go ahead and give him first team. Yeah, he's got some concerns and he gets technical fouls and blah, 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 blah. But it's DeMarcus Cousins. So my first team would be Curry, Westbrook, LeBron, Kawhi Leonard, DeMarcus Cousins. My second team would be Chris Paul, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, and then either Karl Towns or DeAndre Jordan. Agree or not, that's just how I feel. It should go like that, I think, but we're going to talk about football next. I wanted this to stay about NBA playoffs in this one, but I just want to talk about one thing real quick, and that's Josh Norman. Josh Norman signed with the Washington Redskins yesterday. Josh Norman signed a 5-year, $75 million contract. Josh Norman got $50 million in guaranteed money. So my first impression was Washington's desperate. My second impression was Josh Norman is 29 years old. He's 29 right now, going on 30. He has 7 career interceptions. I think there was 2 or 3 guys in the NFL that had more than 7 interceptions just last season. So he has 7 career interceptions. He got $75.5 million. That's $10.5 million for every interception he has gotten for his whole entire career, which I believe is 6 seasons now. His best season, 48 tackles. His best season as far as interceptions, 4 interceptions. 48 tackles and 4 interceptions. I honestly don't know what's worse. Them trading 5 draft picks for Robert Griffin III at the second pick, I believe the 2012 NFL draft, or if you think that Josh Norman's 5-year, $75 million contract is worse. I don't know, really. If you think 1 or 2 good seasons in the league is worth $75 million, you need to really get in touch with reality. I think Josh Norman is not worth $75 million. He's not worth $50 million guaranteed money, and he's not even worth, in my opinion, a 5-year contract at 29 years old and only 1 or 2 good seasons under his belt. Out of Coastal Carolina, he's been a work in progress player, and that's what people don't realize. He was in Carolina for 4 years before anybody even knew the name Josh Norman. He kind of came out of nowhere. A lot of people didn't even know him before last season, and that was just because they saw on Facebook that he shut down Julio Jones for 27 yards, or he shut down Odell Beckham, or he shut down whoever it was. I mean, he had 1 good year, and that is not worth $75 million. If you think a 17-2 season, which was mostly done by Cam Newton and Luke Kuechly, they were the 2 best players on the team. He wasn't even one of the top 2 players on the team. So if you look at that, a 17-2 season, and you think that Josh Norman, maybe a 3rd, 4th, 5th best player on that team, is worth $50 million guaranteed, I don't know what's wrong with you. Maybe you think alike with the Washington Redskins organization. I don't know. But I think Carolina Panther knew that. The Carolina Panthers knew that as well. They knew that Josh Norman wasn't worth that money, and they weren't going to pay him that much money. No way in hell they were going to go that way. They let him go. They weren't even going to let him play out this year. They knew he wasn't going to be around for the future, so they just let him go. I think it was a great move, actually, by them. Yeah, it's not going to be great for him for this season, but Josh Norman is not worth the money that they were going to pay him. And that's all I really got to say about that. Done with Josh Norman. This is all I got for the video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll have more up next week, hopefully.